Hello everyone and welcome back to another Anything Joe's Unboxing. My name's Greg Engel and I'll be your unboxer today. Today we're taking a look at Retro Flint. Now, if you know anything about how I collect, I'm not a big fan of buying figures a second time. But I do try to get one of everything. And my general rule is I will not open it unless I feel it's better than what I've already got in display. I only need one Flint in my display cabinet. I only have room for one of every character in my display cabinet at the rate we're growing. But we're doing an unboxing, so they must have done something right. Let's open this figure up and see how he compares to the other Flint in the classified line and other Flints of the past. Normally, I would not have a lot to say about the card art on these because a standard classified figure has art along the side and it's a tiny little picture and you don't get to see a whole lot of it, and they historically look pretty good. But boy, you talk about people wanting something to talk about. This art. So, okay, let me back up. If you don't know all the hubbub, people saw this and they go, it's really bad. And I'll be up front, it is pretty bad, guys. And a lot of people were pushing for that this was AI. And they did not come out and confirm it, and it's not exactly like the Wild Bill, right, which had 6 fingers. There's really no denying that. Any artist would be ashamed to admit that they drew it like that. But it looks pretty prominent. If this is a real artist, I will apologize. I do not want to critique someone's genuine art, but if this is AI, you guys could do better than this. I could do better than this, and I did. Here we go. All that to say that you guys have to have the original Flint art there. Why wouldn't you use this? The concept of the retro card is that this is what G.I. Joes used to look like when you were a kid, and we're giving you, that starburst and the art to make it, more nostalgia based, more reminiscent. Why not use the original art? And if you're going to replace it, and if you've got to replace it, maybe there's reasons behind it that I don't understand. Keep working. So Flint, we'll see Flint. We'll open him up in just a second. I'm not a huge fan of this packaging at all to begin with. It does not remind me of my childhood because it's so large. We do get a file card, but as many people have said before, the multilingual part of it really straps down, how much of it we get. A former Rhodes Scholar and thorough tactical planner, Flint personally led a half-dozen rescue missions in hostile territories that, for obvious reasons of security, were never publicized, let alone admitted to. Wow, it doesn't really tell you a lot about the old boy, does it? And he doesn't even get into the fact what a jerk he is. Here we can see the other figures in the line, the Televiper and the Cover Girl. Cover Girl review will be coming soon. Probably the one I'm most excited about out of all this. But she ain't here right now. We're talking about Flint. Let's get rid of this art forever and look at this Flint figure. Flint comes with his traditional pump action shotgun. He has a very small gun, maybe a Beretta. He has 4 interchangeable hands, 2 for punching, 1 for pointing, 1 for scratching. I don't know. He's got his backpack and his beret, and he also has a battle stand, which all classified figures should come with if you're already making them. Flint the figure has got all the right hits. Here's his up and down, double jointed neck. We've got the butterfly joints. Here's our bicep swivel. You gotta love it when they pop like that. Double pinless arms. Pretty good range right there. Ab crunch. Yeet. A little limited because of that web gear, it seems like. It's not too bad. Same with the legs. Another smooth bend. Not too firm. I like that. Same over here. So good range there. Yeah. Then we've got our boot swivel. We've got our foot wiggle up and down and back and forth. So all the stuff we're used to seeing with traditional classified figures is here as well. Flint the figure has got a pretty interesting face. He looks younger. He looks happy, which is not how I normally envision Flint. He's just such a blowhard so often that I kind of see him making a grumpy face. But it does still capture the likeness of Flint. We'll compare it to his that first classified figures had here in a bit. Here's our shotgun shell, bandolier. This is the pretty traditional Flint layout. Black shirt, camo pants. Probably the biggest change is the design on these pants. We've got his gun holster here. He's got a little G.I. Joe wristwatch that says it's midnight. It's so late, Flint. He's got his gloves. He's got his like little double belt. There's a cool little like eagle, almost like the Sky Striker logo, and then the little gold logo there. A lot of detailing on this. It looks really good. Pouching. Let's take a look at all this stuff. I mean, this all just connects, right? It looks just like the original one. Looks like original Flint. Pant color scheme. And your boots. Got a little bit of green on the side here. I mean, there ain't a lot cooking here, right? Black shirt, camel pants, smug face. That's Flint for you. So let's gear the old boy up and see how he looks when he's ready to roll. The beret on this dude is a tight fit. It's almost like the plastic is not, it's like made out of something different. It is I mean, you can see, you got to squeeze it on there. He definitely comes to life when he's got his hat on a little bit more. It looks a lot more like Flint. I see now that Scratchy Hand is actually the hand to hold the shotgun. And if you look at my shotgun, you can definitely see there's something wrong with it. It is warped, man. He's like shooting wanted bullets around the corner with this bad boy. I guess I'll put some heat on it and see if I can straighten it out. But realistically, I'll probably just look for a better shotgun to give him than this, because it's pretty bad. Even if I kind of put his hand over it, I don't think it's going to cover the fact that it is just all over the place. So that's a bummer. I'm not a big fan of that. I have heard reports of gummy weapons before, and I guess I don't really pay a lot of attention to it, I'm going to be honest with you. But a weapon like this, you know, Flint's standard shotgun, I've got to give it to him. And this is probably how I'm going to have him posed, kind of holding the barrel like this. He looks good, man. It is a good figure. He definitely looks more like original Flint than the one that we got. The early classified figures, they were taking a lot of chances, and now we're finally starting to kind of see the other side of it. Let's look at Flint compared to Flints of yesteryear and see how he holds up. Here's our previous classified Flint, so we can kind of take a look at all the differences between them. Again, I think the biggest difference is the pant change color is a little bit more in line. You can see that these armor pieces that are reminiscent of like the first classified Duke and Scarlet, those have been phased out as they should have been. I mean, this stuff I got no issues with. The shotgun shells are there. This weird armor prototype with the collar has been just changed to the regular shirt. I think these are all pretty necessary. Look at even this old communicator thing that they used to put on all of them. They phased that out as well. Now the head, on the other hand, I feel conflicted about. This Flint looks a little too happy as well. And they gave him a scar over his eye. I don't know. I'm going to say the retro one is better, but I think they're both perfectly fine. There's really nothing wrong with the face of either one of them. It's the body of this classified figure that's just way off. It's just so futuristic-y looking. It does not fit in with where the classified line has turned over the years. To further drive that point home, here's V1 Flint, an extremely often used plate figure by me. And we can see that basically everything that we're used to seeing with these is the same here. The pant, you know, the camo scheme, which is very reminiscent of like the Footloose colors, what it makes me think of, has been changed. You know, they dialed it back a little bit, but it's still nowhere near as bright as green. I have no issues with that. Some colors do need to be corrected, and I think this was the right move. We see his shotgun and his backpack are the same. You know, the beret. I mean, it looks good right down to the brown gloves. The only major change, again, is the pants color, and not in a negative way at all. I think it was the right move. So I'm very happy with that. This is the first modern Flint that they revealed. And again, you can see that the paint, it's like the modern line really did do a lot of the heavy lifting here. You can see that this color has once again made the jump over to the retro. They are drawing a lot from the modern line, I've noticed. I think that's the takeaway, is for when you have a future retro version that's coming, is to look at the modern version, because it seems like they're really borrowing a lot from that. So that's Retro Flint. Do I think Retro Flint is worth the purchase? I do. I have not looked at that original classified Flint prior to this, so I hadn't seen it in a while, and it really stands out how not outdated, but his style does not fit the line anymore. All of those original first couple waves, you know, the Lady J is probably the one exception to the retro line that you could pass on unless you like that green. But I think this is a get. I like him even more now that the art's gone. I would be interested in hearing thoughts on this. Did you upgrade to this Flint? Do you think it's worth upgrading? Or are you holding off for some other Flint that's not right? Are you holding off for Mad Flint, Angry Jerky Flint, getting punched in the head by Lady J Flint? Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are on this Flint. Thanks so much for watching, and I look forward to talking to you in our next unboxing video, where anything's available for discussion here on Anything Joe's.